Hi guys, this is Zach from Watches on You, and today I'm going to do a comparison between the Rolex Datejust and the Rolex Oyster Perpetual Date. So these two watches are extremely similar, as you can tell right off the bat. There's very little differences between these timepieces, and yet one of the major ones though happens to be the price. The Datejust on your left comes in at a price of $4,550, and the Oyster Perpetual Date at the right comes in at $2,895. So that's almost $2,000 of a difference between these two watches. And so I'm just going to kind of go over the differences between these timepieces and maybe why the Oyster Perpetual Dates are so much cheaper. So first I'll go over the Datejust and what it brings to the table. So the Datejust comes with the Jubilee bracelet. The Jubilee bracelet has a lot more links, it's harder to manufacture, and that adds to the value of this timepiece. It's also extremely unique. Rolex is really the only major brand to bring this style of bracelet, and it's something that is very desirable, increasing this watch's value. On the Datejust, you also get a white gold fluted bezel, which is absolutely fantastic, really reflects the light nicely, makes this watch shine. And the case, though, is stainless steel as well. It's a typical Oyster case. You have polishing on each side, brushing on the tops of the lugs. And this one has a kind of cream colored dial, but there are many, many different types of dials you can get for this watch. Now, the Datejust also came in two-tone, and as well as there are solid gold ones. They aren't made in solid gold anymore. Now they're only currently made in stainless steel with white gold bezel, and a two-tone models. The clasp doesn't have a safety. It's not the professional clasp, but it has the classic Rolex vintage clasp, just pressed metal there. And the Datejust, so it was originally made to be the top of the line Rolex model. This was the best model Rolex made at the time, and the quality of it was just a step up. But then as the years went on, the Date became more similar over the years. So the Date was originally a mechanical movement. It was not automatic, therefore it did not bear the Oyster Perpetual name. It was merely a Rolex Oyster. So then they added the automatic movement, and these watches suddenly got a lot more similar. So the movements are very comparable. The cases are very comparable. The differences come in with the bracelet, which is an Oyster bracelet on this. It is not the Jubilee bracelet of the Datejust. And this is it's kind of the typical professional style Oyster bracelet. It will be more durable than the Jubilee bracelet, but it is easier to manufacture, and it is a little less unique than the Jubilee, and therefore a little bit less desirable overall. The clasps, though, are really identical in almost every way. No big difference there. So the case, though, the difference between these two watches with the case is this has a stainless steel bezel. It's all steel versus this is white gold. And then the Datejust comes in 36 millimeters, while the Oyster Perpetual Date comes in at 35. That's it. Now the dial on this Date is a blue dial. I really love the blue dial on this watch, but the Datejust was available in plenty of different dial colors, as was the Oyster Perpetual Date. So now you may be wondering, why is there still such a huge price difference if they're so similar and there's only a 1 millimeter case size difference? And really, I'd say a huge contributor to that is, one, the Datejust was released to be the top model, so it kind of immediately had that glory that the Date did not, as it was an older model, and originally it was only mechanical, so it was lower. It had worse specs as well. And the Date, they don't make anymore with that name. The new version of the Date is actually a Datejust with a steel bezel that's a lot cheaper than the regular Datejust, and I'm sure actually of the new Datejust you see, a lot more there are many, many of them I'm sure you've seen that have the steel bezel, not the white gold. And that's really it, I think. I mean, the Date, it's a fantastic watch. The finishing is still Rolex quality. The quality overall is great. Definitely are not skimping on this watch whatsoever. They're very, very similar in their quality. I really think that the main contributor to this is the fact that the Oyster Perpetual Date is not around anymore and doesn't have that iconic 36 millimeter case size. It is only a millimeter, so it's not going to wear a lot smaller than the Datejust, but It's really just, I think, that they don't make it anymore, so not as many people know about it, and therefore it's going to be a bit cheaper. So I hope that you guys found this video a bit informative. I was very much interested in why these watches have such a huge price difference, and I hope you guys learned a little something from this video and enjoyed it. Now you know a little bit more about these two timepieces. So thank you guys for watching. These watches were lent to us by JB Hudson Jewelers for the purposes of this review. I'll be leaving a link in the description to their website, as well as our channel Amazon store, where we have some of our favorite straps and watch tools and other watch accessories that we have found on Amazon. You can then also, if you purchase something on our store, it does give us a slight commission supporting the channel. So be sure to check that out. Remember, guys, to like, subscribe, and share. When you subscribe, make sure to hit that notification bell as well. Thank you.